What's good? Welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to say sorry for not being able to finish the video. My phone died at the end of the installation, but I tried to do the full video for the whole installation and removal. Well, removal and installation. Just wanted to say be careful when you're putting in this specific radiator because it is aluminum, has sharp edges, and you might puncture something plastic, maybe even a hole. So just when you're putting it in, I struggle a little bit throughout the video. It's basically a step-by-step video. I didn't speed through or anything. I just wanted to see the mud and a little bit of struggles and stuff that you might run into. You might be able to do it better than me, might be able to do it faster than me, and you may not run into any issues at all as far as installing the radiator. But it's a lot of stuff on there. You'll see some stuff that break. But yeah, pretty much straightforward, the full video. And hopefully, like I said, it helps you remove yours and install yours without no speed throughs, pretty much step by step. You can fast forward when you need to, you can rewind when you need to, and definitely look at other videos for this installation. But nobody does the lengthy videos anymore, and some people need the extra help to get done and complete the job. So just wanted to say I apologize for the phone dying, camera, phone, whatever you want to call it. Same thing nowadays, it's a pocket computer. But anyway, just wanted to say that, and like I said, hopefully it helps you out. So let's get on with the video. What's good? Welcome back to the channel. Chris back with another video for you guys. Today I'm on a 2012 Ram 1500. This specific vehicle has the 4.7 liter, and we're getting ready to change the radiator. I got a crack in it on the side, and we're getting ready to get started. You're gonna need a trim removal tool. This is pretty much everything you're gonna need over here. I'm not saying you're gonna need this dude, but you're gonna need a 3/8 ratchet, 13 millimeter, 10 millimeters, and pliers. You're also gonna need a drain pan, the catch pan, and let's go ahead and get started removing this guy. So, got here, we're gonna go ahead and pop this up. And after you get that one up, you pretty much can go all the way around, and they're gonna be all the way over here to here. So it should be pretty easy to pull up. So let me set up and I'll be right back. All right, so let's continue popping this up. Got one here, here, one here. You might need a trim removal tool, you might not. And we got one here. All right, so now we got our cover up. Let's move this to the side in a safe place. All right, I got my bench, and let's go ahead and start taking care of everything on this dude. All right, so since we got that off, we got to remove our shield. That's the 13 millimeters down here on both sides. All right, so always verify what you have. Let's go ahead and put our 13 on there. And it is a 13. I recommend you use a 6-point socket, then switch over to a 12-point. If you decide to, you can also use a 12-point socket. These bolts aren't too tight, but just in case, you're gonna need a couple extensions to help you out on this job. And let's set our wrench righty tighty, lefty loosey. And let's go ahead and start removing these dudes. Let me get my magnet tray ready. And hopefully we don't need any lighting, but let's go ahead and get these to break free. And just kind of remember to scan around and look at your bolts so you know where they go. These have the large washer, they go at the top. Turn the music down some. Let's come over to this side, do the same. And I'm probably gonna get a magnet tray for this side as well. And these aren't too tight. So you should be able to use a 12-point socket. It won't hurt anything. Let me go grab another magnet tray. All right, so we're back. Got both of those off. So my focus right now is getting this fan out the way. So I'm about to scan down and see if I have any more screws down in here that I need to get to. So let's see what's down here for us. Nothing's over there. All right, so after we get those two out, we should be able to wiggle our fan up. But let's see, wait till this airplane go past. All right, so we have our wire harness for our fan over here on this side. And let me come up front so I can start showing you guys everything else. All right, so let's come around front. And I'll set back up on the tripod here in a second. All right, so always scan around just in case. This is my first time doing a radiator. I haven't had to do nothing on a ram lately. But over here, you got a bracket. You got 1, 2 there. And you have a bolt over here for your bracket that connects to your AC condenser to the radiator. You got one over here, same thing, 1, 2. Then you have a sleeve here, so you're gonna have to remove these, slide this out. And after you do so, you're gonna have to come over here, sorry, wrong side. And we have a connector right here for our fan. You're gonna have to push this in and we should be able to slide it out. It's either a push in or feels like a push in. Yeah, it's a push in. So let's see if I can get it out real quick. So let me push that in and slide it out. Be right back. All right, so right here you're gonna have to squeeze this in right here on this side, this piece, and then you're gonna pull this way towards the actual fan itself. And now we should be able to lift this fan on up and out. So let me set my tripod back up. All right, so let me go ahead and slide this guy on up and out. Get my bench ready. And we should be able to wiggle it and pull it up. Oh, one more thing that I just seen. All right, so it's not gonna be able to show you from there. All right, you got some tabs right here to release the fan. So these guys right here. So you got to pull these back so you can get the fan up. And we gotta do that on both sides. So let me set back up and continue the process. So I'm gonna kind of stagger a little bit, squeeze one in and lift this side, and then do the other side. One, you might have to go back and forth like I'm doing. All right. Now I'm gonna check down in here and make sure I'm free. And I am. I just got some wiggling to do. I'm trying to lean up against this without cracking anything. I'm pretty short, not too short. About 5'9", ain't too bad. We'll pop that connector out. And let's see if we can wiggle it up and out now. Still in there. Get my light again. There we go. Figured that would happen. All right, I'll show you what's going on with this. All right, pretty tall truck, got big tires on it. So down in here, okay, got your radiator fan. Come down in here, over here on this side. Right here, you have this spot where the fan rests into on both sides, okay? So you're gonna have to kind of play with that to lift it up out the spot. And I'm gonna go over to the other side and do the same. So I just wanted to show it has a couple of rest spots. All right. All right, got it loose. There we go. Now you can also remove your upper radiator hose first, or you can just kind of rock it and cock it. And just be careful when you're coming up. Might be some screws underneath, not quite sure. Let me double check. All right, so we're gonna come straight up under the vehicle. And like I said, there might be some screws up under here, so let's see what's going on. All right, so this is the bottom of our fan shroud. I'm gonna pop these off. And let's see, does that separate? Nope, it's all one piece. So all these come across. Let's go ahead and get these out. Might need a trim removal tool. And we might not. Let me set the camera down. All right, so we got those out the way. Phone again. All right, and now we can look underneath, see what we see. Looks like we're loose all the way now, and now we should be able to pull this guy out from the top. All right, let me get back up. Okay, so you don't have to remove the shroud all the way, so I'm glad for that. I'm just gonna sit it back. It's having some issues trying to get it to separate, but you don't have to. So let's just get it far back enough. All right, so these little squeeze tabs here, boom, boom. We already got that loose. So we're gonna push this back and lift up on both sides, and the fan should come straight up because I've lubricated all my contact spots, which would be here, down there. Same thing on this side over here. So I lubricated all those guys, and let's see what happens. See if we can wiggle it up and out. And see if that's a good shot. I'll move around as I go. All right. Let's see what we get. Let's move this out the way. Wiggle it. It's in there real good though. Let's see if I got anything else. Okay, I've got a clamp right here. Hopefully that's on camera too. This dude right here. So we're gonna remove that dude. Let me get some PB Blaster and flathead screwdriver. And that should come up and out for us. And I do believe that's all that's holding us right now. This dude right here. And I'm bending the radiator, but oh good, we're replacing it anyway. And this was kind of brittle, so just kind of twist your screwdriver. There you go. And this was real brittle, so got it off. It might come all the way off, it might not, as long as it goes to the side. If anything, you can get you a new one, you know, something to hold it in its place, but it also has the plastic snaps. All right, let's click this dude back. Got one, click this side, and now we can remove this whole piece. And you just kind of wiggle and work it out. You might have to twist it a little bit. Down, up, down, up. Either that or remove your radiator hose, but we should be able to get it out. There we go. All right, set this to the side where it's nice and safe. All right, so now let's look around. You might need something like a blanket for your ribs. All right, so from here, we are pretty much almost disconnected. Let's see what else we need to do. Radiator. I'm trying to get everything free as possible that I need to. Okay, so might be going through the grill, maybe, to get those brackets out for that dude. All right, so we have a 2 10s and a 13 holding in the bracket here. So what we want to do now is get this to break free and go forward. So we got our 13s right here, I do believe. Yep, one on each side. That was kind of tight. Alright, got that one out. That one's pretty long, so just remember the long one goes up top. Let's come over here to this side, do the same. And this side I'm going to need an extension. So let me grab that and I'll be right back. Alright, got a 3X extension. Alright, got him all the way out. That dude right there. Now we should have plenty of wiggle room to move around and maneuver. So let's see what else is next. All right, we got wiggle room. We got rubber grommets at the bottom, I do believe, to hold this in. Yep, so we got movement now. So now we're gonna come around front and start removing these brackets, and then I can start releasing the hoses. But I wanted to make sure I had everything free before I started getting antifreeze everywhere. So we do, and yeah, let me get set up in the front. All right, so we back up front. Okay, so pretty much everything is loose. We got this 13 over here that connects to our bracket over here. We have this bracket over here, it has a sleeve, and it's gonna, oh, a B. All right, sorry about that. So you got one here, and there's one directly up under there, and then you have a bracket down there as well. So those two connect to a 13 over there, and there's that B again. All right, I think it was a yellow jacket, but anyway. All right, so getting ready to loosen those two up. Let me set back up on the tripod. And hopefully that's helpful. And as I go, I'll let you know. Set back up over here. And let's get in there. And it's a spot on the front right here. You're gonna have to remove this hose right here. Just kind of pull it to the side. It's got a little plastic piece right here, so just push it down, and that'll give you some wiggle room right in here. Okay, so we're gonna pull that out the way. That connects to right here, your overspill. All right, so let's set back up. Just wanted to show you that. That way you got some little extra room, and you're gonna have to kind of play around with it, and that way you don't have to remove the grill or anything. Trying to make sure it is a 13. Take it back, feels like a 10. When you get it and verify, and I shall return. All right, so this is not a 13, it is a 12. So I'm lifting it up out the spot and just kind of leaning the radiator back so I can get to this dude down in here. And I might need an extension, but hopefully I don't. And let me get a 1.5 inch extension just to see what I can get. And let's get a little lean on it there. See if I can lift it up some more. There we go. And that is really on there. Let's tighten it up a little bit. Lift it and pull it back some. Okay, let's try to work it back out. It's pretty rusty in there. I hit it with some PB Blaster. Let's move it again. And hopefully we good. There we go. It snapped off on me. That sucks. But since we got a new radiator coming, we'll put a new screw in the new one. Hopefully the other side doesn't do the same. But yep, sometimes stuff like that happens, and since we're replacing the radiator anyway, it doesn't really matter. All right, so we'll come over to the other side now. And we're gonna get these two screws out. Sorry. These two right here. 10s. And hopefully these don't break. There we go. And I got plenty of those 12, 10s or whatever. And we're gonna sit these in the tray. All right, that should be loose enough now. All right, let's account for that. Alright, he went up under there by the drain catch pan, which is great. Just keep going till we're done. Alright, so we pretty much got him out. And should be hand tight by now. There we go. We're gonna put some grease on all this stuff just to make sure they come out next time easy. Let me account for my screw that I dropped. Let's see, my dude. But yeah, you always want to count for all your screws and everything, especially when you've seen where it went. Just get it then. All right, so now we can take this bracket off and just slide it forward like that. Set this to the side as well. We got more freedom over here, and let's see, we got that broken off over there. So looks like all we got to do now is remove a few things up top. Trying to get my bench set because we're so far up in the air. Okay, so we got that. Radiator separated. We got one more bolt, same type that was up here that snapped on us. Thinking I'm going to, I should be able to reach down in there, but that screw, yeah, move you guys over here for a minute. Hopefully that's good. That screw is way down in there at the back over in here. Same that holds the bracket on that side. So let's see if I can get that out with the 12. And since it's down in there, I'm going to use a 12-point socket to get it out. Hopefully I can get it without using an extension. There we go. And this one looks like it's going to cooperate. Yeah, 12-point comes in real handy right here. Alright, so we're slipping a little bit. Let me remove that screw and I shall return here in a brief moment so we can start disconnecting the hoses. Alright, so both of my screws broke into the radiator, okay? So it's not gonna hurt to get any new ones, but I'm thinking since that happened, I should remove both of these two 10 millimeters top and bottom. That way it can stay connected to the radiator, and then disconnect the bracket after you wiggle and pull it out. So I'm thinking that'll be the best way. Since mine's already loose and broken, I should be able to just pull this up and out with those two screws still attached, and let's see what's happening. Let's see. Yeah, I should be able to pull it out since they broke off. All right, let me see what's happening. All right, so now before I do anything else, I'm gonna remove these hoses. I'm not gonna start the draining process just yet. Just need to back this up. Well, we might have to. Let's just go ahead and do it. You can also drain it the correct way, which is undoing the radiator, but you're gonna spill it anyway. So I'll leave that one up. Let's start with the passenger side, which is the lower one. All right, so we should be able to get to it from up here. Otherwise, we'll have to go from the bottom. But since we are up top, let's just move our connector out the way for our AC line, and let's start working. And this should be able to come off, not a problem. And let me move it back. Right there. And you want your clamp kind of facing you so you can see. Let me get my drain pan set. All right, let's pull this dude off. All right, so let's let that drain for a minute and I shall return. Figure while that side's draining, I go ahead and remove the clamp for the upper. help it flow faster. Get all that up and out of there. This AC condenser is gonna have to slide this way a little bit. It has a sleeve down in here at the bottom. You have to slide it, then wiggle it up out. Well, as far as the radiator. So let that drain, and I'll be right back. All right, just seen another bolt. Let me point it out for you for your AC lines right here. That's a 10 millimeter, I do believe, and then we should be able to wiggle this AC compressor. Well, this AC condenser should be able to slide it this way and start wiggling this dude on up. Let's go ahead and disconnect this now. Just tuck it to the side somewhere nice and safe. And we're still draining, so I'm just gonna let that happen. And let's go ahead and start loosening this dude up. We put a little blaster on there. Probably don't need none, but everything else was breaking off, so. All right, let's go ahead and go loose with it. And let's see if we can sit this radiator sideways a little bit. And let's see what we get. And it looks like I'm gonna have to come from the inside with a extension, maybe. Yeah. All right, so let me remove that dude. See which way is the best way to go about that. Would have a lot more play with room if I could move this out the way more. But we're gonna work with what we can. And trying to see if I can get it in there. Nope, let me try the extension, see what happens with that. Alrighty, let's get the 12 point just to have extra space. And hopefully he'll come out now. And we still kind of ugly, so we are not in our rubber grommet spots anymore. Let's see if I can come from this side over here. Holes out the way. Might be able to do it without the extension, hopefully. Although the extension was really helping out. So let's see what I can do. I think I'm gonna use a 3-inch extension and let's see if that helps. Whatever you gotta do, you do the job. All right, let's see if I can get in there. Sit back just a little more for me, dude. Man, that would have been great. All right, let me figure out what I'm gonna use and I'll let you know. All right, so I was able to get my 1.5 extension in there. I think I got it broke free enough. Let's take it off. I'm just going to use the socket and the extension to work it out. And try not to drop it. Hopefully it's loose enough. Felt loose enough. May not be. And we're not. So, let's see what I'm going to do on this side. I think I'm going to cock the radiator. Let's see, get it up and cock it back this way. So. Hopefully that's helpful enough. And let me get back in there with a stubby. And I came from this side over here. Try it again. Here we go. All right. Let's see if we can get it off now. Let's see if we're finger tight at least. There we go. And I'm gonna go with a 3-inch so I can grip it a little better. Just have some extra stuff with you. And then I can match this dude up. Come on, baby. It's probably one of those real rusty ones. That one was. There we go. Getting a little more spin. Don't help with antifreeze on your hands either. But you see where I'm at. I'm gonna start working him on the rest of the way out. That way I can get done. Alright, so I was able to get that screw out. I really had to move this round and round to get that screw out for the AC lines. So I'm over here now trying to slide out of the sleeve for the radiator so I can get it out. The AC condenser out. Radiator spot almost there. Let's see if I'm bumping up against anything. Doesn't look like it. Alright, just gotta be a little more rough with it. Let me get back on my stand. Let's see. Just about there. Okay, everything is free. Only thing I see are the brackets, but they're not attached anymore to the radiator. Make sure it's double checked. Should be able to just bring it on up and out. And we're gonna move these lines a little bit as we're wiggling, so it shouldn't hurt anything. Let's see. And we're just about there. Alright, so I think I'm just at the point of wiggling everything out. I think I'm gonna go ahead and remove these brackets just to make sure, just cause it don't hurt. Hopefully they don't break, because we'll need these screws again for the AC line. I'm not gonna use this, it's too fat. Alright, so let me break these free. I'll let you know what I've done if I have to do anything else, but pretty much just trying to get this separated. Everything is loose, all the screws are out. And this bracket, let's see, is it bumping up against anything? No, it should just come right out. Alright, let me wiggle, let you know what I've done. Be back. Alright, so I believe I got it loose enough to wiggle out. See what we get. Shouldn't be attached to anything else on this side. Okay, just gotta wiggle. try to push the radiator this way and get it out the sleeve. Alright, we're almost there. Just need a little more wiggle room. Everything's loose. It's a sleeve that slides into the radiator over here with this AC condenser. It's gonna be a little hectic going back in, so I'm trying to figure out which way is the best way to pull this out. Let's see if we can get this way. Alright. It's just in there real tough. Show you what's going on. Alright, so pretty much almost got this guy up out of here. So I'm working right here at the sleeve right here on the corner. This dude right here slides in this way. So I'm trying to get the radiator to slide this way so I can get it to come out. But we got some lines in the way over here. And I'm gonna keep pulling and pulling to get that out without disconnecting anything else as far as AC lines and stuff. But everything is pretty loose. So let me see what I'm gonna do. Keep wiggling. Set back up about here. Hopefully that's a cool shot. And you're probably gonna stop on the video right about now, because you probably don't need me no more. So let me examine again. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Let's see if these AC lines pop out of that. Looks like they got a pop out spot for the transmission cooler lines from the radiator. Let's see. Yep, I think that's what the problem is, the transmission cooler lines. Let me get over here and see a little better. Alright. AC line. Oh, nope, it's another screw down in there. Yay, seen it. Okay, so your transmission cooler lines, it's another screw. That's why I can't get it out. So I just want to show you guys real quick. Okay. Transmission lines are here. Go over, and there is a screw right in between them. Right there. Dude, right there. So hopefully that was on camera. If not, you'll see it. So let me get that out. Looks like a 10mm as well. And let's get the tripod set again. And try to get the best footage possible. All right, let's see where we at. Right there, everything's all tucked behind everything. Okay, 10mm, 10mm. And just taking my time so I don't break anything. And let's find it again. Let's do it a little bit. Yep, he's real dirty, very hard to see. Wouldn't have found him if I wouldn't have kept looking. All right, so got that loose. I should be able to slide this AC condenser as soon as I get this out forward. Try to use every possible method to get these screws out today. And I got to replace two that snapped off. Alright, this one's long, okay, so just remember your long dude. It goes to your transmission lines. Alright, now we're good. I have to slide this forward. All right. Let's lift the radiator. Let's start wiggling. There we go. It's always one little thing at one screw left. All right. And let's go ahead and wiggle him on up and out. And there is our dead radiator. Okay. All right, that's great. All right, give me a second and let's see what's happening with this new radiator. All right, so got the new radiator. Everything looks good. I decided to go with a company by HK Auto Parts, and this is a fully aluminum radiator for the Ram. So it's got all the Rams from the 3.0 liter, 3.6, 4.7, 5.7. So fully aluminum. So I didn't want no plastic, especially after going to the parts store and got this for $209, and they wanted like $279 or $259 for the radiator at AutoZone, and I didn't want to go with another one that had the plastic on the sides if I didn't have to. Of course, they come with a limited lifetime warranty, or you just say lifetime warranty, but that's the one I decided to go with. That's what you see right before your eyes, and just wanted to show that first. And you're gonna match up everything, okay? Everything looks the same already except for the aluminum design, but we're getting ready to transfer our grommets. So we're gonna pull these off here, slide them on the new one. Might have to twist it in. And if you can't get them out, put a little WD-40 or something on them. Let's pop this one out too. And came with a new radiator cap as well, so you won't have to get one of those. But usually the radiators will fail on the plastic areas, either around the neck or somewhere like that, or on the sides here. Let's get it. Go, 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 baby, go. And I'm gonna put a little WD-40 on this because it's aluminum versus plastic, so it's not wanting to slide on there good. There we go. And we got 2 more spots off the old radiator. Just go ahead and pull these off right here. Feet. That's this side. And let's get this one off of this side. That way it'll sit back in like it's supposed to. But yeah, this one is damaged over here up in here somewhere where it cracked at and was just leaking. So yep, let's go all aluminum. There's always something plastic that fails on these guys, so let's get the new one on. Alright, so we got our rubber feet on. Everything is transferred. We have a new radiator cap, so it's time to follow the process in reverse. But I just wanted to show how crispy this radiator is versus going back to the factory style. And this is OEM rated, but for $209 for a fully aluminum radiator, I'm totally happy with it. No plastic. So we'll see how it lasts through time, but you can see all the specifications and everything on how good it is on the website. All right, so now it's time to go back in reverse. I'm gonna start wiggling this in and get it set as far as in the grommet spots and stuff, as far as where the AC condenser slides back in. So let me set back up. So we got the new crispy dude, and I'm gonna set him in first and try to slide this in that sleeve groove that's at the bottom of the radiator itself. But I'm glad it's all aluminum, and we're gonna see how it does. So get off the grill, Chris. There we go. Just ease it down in there. Watch my fins and things. I think that was one of my rubber feet that came off. I'm gonna put a little something tacky on them. Let's see. Yep, one of my feet came off. All right. Let me correct the problem. Just to have some adhesive on it or something so I don't lose it. So Let me find that real quick. All right, found my feet. So I'm just gonna place these in first instead of putting anything on them because I don't want to lose them. And they just rest in the spots. And just like that. Okay, grab the radiator again and try to get it to sit a little bit. This fan. Trout. Let's see. I'm gonna do this again. Let's see. There we go. Alright, that should hold it back a little bit. And I should have some playroom now to get this in. Alright. New radiator. Let's go in slow. Hose out the way. And let's start wiggling this dude. Get this condenser slide in. And where's my feet? All the way over here. Okay, looks good. Let's work this in. Got it in the sleeve. Squiggle it some. Alright, so I got that there. Now I can work this up over and on the feet now. And I think I'm going to that one set. Come over to this side. Just work it up. And work it over. And let's see what we got blocking this fan shroud a little bit. Scratch. Are you serious? I think I just poked a hole in my coolant reservoir with the aluminum radiator. Let me see. Nope, that is windshield washer fluid. Either that or I hit a wire or something down there. Yep, something I hit down there with the radiator. Alright, let me see what it takes to get this dude out over here because I gotta fix that before I put this all the way in. So I shall return. So we gotta get our AC condenser sleeve back in this sliding spot right here. So that's what I'm getting ready to do, put that back in there so I can start wiggling stuff. And I gotta be careful because I punctured my windshield washer fluid reservoir. I will make a video for that. And yeah, let's get back to it. All right, let's get back in here. Light on this side. And we'll start playing with this now. I had to pull it out the spot that I had it in just because the screws that broke, I had to find some, and I was able to find two 13s to fit these screw bolt holes right here. So let's go ahead and start wiggling this dude in. All right. I'm gonna get my bungee again. Let's position this again. Try to make sure it's out of the way at the bottom down there. There we go. Let's put this up here and put the hook back on it. Alright, that should hold it a little better for me. I can play around down there. Okay, let's get this sleeve back in. Bottom down there. down. Right. Push from there. Start wiggling this dude in position. Straight out the way some. Got that hole lined up. Get this one lined up. So wait. Let's wiggle this back in its spot. That one to slide in the hole. Let's check this side. That one went in well. Alright. Sleeve is over here. Sleeve in over here. Alright, so now it's time to start putting these bolts back in. Yay. And positioning our hoses. So let's get this wiggled up where it's gonna go. There, are we up against it? Yep, it's in there. And I'll show the screw holes and stuff where I'm going here in a second. But right now, let's get this bracket back on. Let's come back over here. It's kind of hard to see. Do my best, do my best. Alright, hopefully you can see, but I'm getting ready to put these brackets back on. So you got one at the top and one at the bottom. And I'm going to lubricate these screws. Make sure we're just going to spray the tray. That way I'll get lubed at the same time. Alright, there we go. And we're going to do these one at a time. This is where our tins come back into play. And it's gonna be tedious because the grill's in the way, but just work with what you can. And let me get my rug so I can cover my chest because I'm gonna have to do some leaning. But yep, gonna need a blanket or something to protect your ribs. And I just want to get the screws started. I might have to do the 13 first just to hold it in this spot. Yeah, let me do that first. All right. Let's go back for a minute. Uh-oh, don't drop it, don't drop it. Probably should have put this screw in first before I put it in the rest spot. All good though. Guess I can rotate it down some, at least get it through the bracket. At least hold it for me a little bit. And that way I can rest it up on there. And just play around with it till I get it seated. Don't want to cross thread it. A couple of rotations, hopefully, with these fingers. If not, I'm going to come back on that side there. Let me catch it. And let me catch this too. And let me rotate. Here, so all right, so I got to put my brackets back on. I'm gonna do that off camera because I'm gonna struggle a little bit, and then I'm gonna go over to the other side, put that bracket back on. Might be able to set up for that, but anyway, be right back. I just wanted to show the radiator, how it's nice and crispy inside after the installation. Everything is solid. I have bled the coolant system is running and functioning correctly. Just wanted to show that it's fully aluminum, and you'll see that on the video. I just wanted to say that, but yep, very nice. And like I said, I bled the cooling system and everything. We'll see how it holds up through time. I believe it's going to last for many years. So yep, thanks for watching.